You know, it's there are so many people that are there for the community at large.
Yes.
You know, ATIME is there for anybody that needs, that's going through infertility or pregnancy loss, all the things that ATIME is there for. But then there are those that are there for the community in every aspect. They're there for all the organizations. They're there for all the community whenever possible. And of course, I'm referring to one gentleman like this, and I can't believe it that he's here tonight. I'm very excited.
Very chashuv.
That our esteemed councilman, David Greenfield, is joining us here tonight. So, David, welcome to the show. How are you tonight?
Thank you. I'm doing great. It's great to be here live. And in fact, I actually just came from City Hall. It's budget season.
Wow. Budget season.
So I thank you, because if I would not have had to be here live, I probably would have been there at 1 o'clock in the morning. So you gave me an excuse to leave City Hall. So I'm
You're
very
welcome.
pleased. So thank you very much.
You know, this wasn't on the agenda, but
Sure.
I'm going to go off a little.
Sure,
You're sitting
yes.
in City Hall, and we've seen
Yeah.
sometimes the videos of you
Sure,
sitting in City Hall,
absolutely.
and you get heckled. And what is that like? You know, you're asking questions. You're giving us, a topic that you're passionate about. Because when there's an issue that you believe in, you get passionate, you get behind it, and then there are those that heckle you or whatever. What is that like in City Hall?
Yeah, it takes time to get used to it. I mean, one of the great things about a democracy is that anybody can participate. And so we're open to the public, and people certainly show up, and sometimes they yell and they scream at you. And, literally, I'll tell you a funny story, not directly related to what we're discussing, but the other day I was walking out of City Hall, and this woman came over to me. I never met her before in my life, and she started cursing me out, literally cursing me out. And I asked her, ma'am, can you just take a break? She's like, yes. I'm like, why are you cursing me out? I want to know why. She says, well, you did something really terrible. I said, yeah, okay, do tell me. She said, you were the main councilman who fought to make sure that horse carriages were going to stay in Central Park, and I want to save the horses. And I said, ma'am, save the horses. What about the hundreds of jobs of the people who actually are driving the horse carriages? Like, no, the horses are more important.
There you go.
It's kind of like the
the
debate, the gorilla debate, exactly. I'm on the team child, right? If ever there was a question about whether you should kill a gorilla or kill a kid, I'm going to go with killing the gorilla.
There you go. I agree with you.
More controversy here, live at the ATIME auction show.
But
Yes.
we're gonna focus a little. We're bringing it in. Bli Ayin Hara, there are so many. Mikam Yisrael. There are so many organizations.
Yeah.
There are so much, and Baruch Hashem, we live in the United States. We live in New York City, where these organizations are able to do, and whether it's getting funding from the government, or certain needs, certain communities that need certain things, certain benefits that. And you've been involved. Any updates or things that you've been involved in lately? Not directly with
Sure.
ATIME, but
Absolutely.
the community at large that the community can benefit from.
Listen, it's a great question, Yaeli. And first of all, I want to thank you, and I want to thank DJ Yehuda, and of course, Mrs. Nissen. By the way, it's not just, let's give a big round of applause for Mrs. Nissen for her great work as a
she stands behind the
ATIME
scenes.
coordinator.
There you go.
That's right.
She's the one that shuts off her mic on time limit.
That's exactly it. She's certainly
Nobody turns
important.
off your mic.
I just want you to know,
I know,
by the
mine.
way, DJ Yehuda actually told me he doesn't just want the American Girl doll. He's also really hoping to win that nice lady's fur coat. I don't know what he's going to do with it, but he said he wants to win that. But I actually think he would look good in it. He's pretty suave.
right?
For those of you on the radio who can't see DJ Yehuda, he's
Go to ATIMEauction.com now.
pretty sharp looking.
After tonight, you might see me in a mink coat.
That's right. That's right. We'll look
With an
nice.
American Girl doll.
So the first thing I want to just say is that I don't think people realize the important work that ATIME does. It's not just a service. When you talk about something, it sounds so impersonal. Medical, infertility, loss. The real deal about ATIME, what separates them from any other organization, is the personal attention and the care. It's the volunteers. You're talking about dozens of volunteers, literally from the coordinators to people who actually will hold your hand and walk you into a medical procedure, to mashgichim who are volunteering to make sure that everything goes right. And, I really want to thank them for their phenomenal work first, and also send a shout out to all of the folks that they've helped, because to know that this is a challenge, and that's all it is. And we as a community, we really support those folks who are going through that challenge, and know that we're pulling for them and we're davening for them and we're sure they're going to be successful in Mirz Hashem.
Beautiful.
You know, as a councilman, you know, a little bit. When I heard yesterday that you were going to be on the show tonight, so I told the people behind, you know, you mentioned the gorilla that's all over the news, but there's in New York City.
The gorilla.
Gorilla. In New York City.
Is there a gorilla on the loose?
No.
I need to know this.
There is a truck in the building, but we're going to talk about that a little later. An ice cream truck.
elephant in the room.
Yeah.
I love the original ice cream
original
truck.
Klein's
Absolutely.
ice cream truck.
That's right.
But you know, people are going to come to Klein's ice cream in a few months. Is it true that they're not going to be able to walk out with a shopping bag? Or they're going to have to pay 5 cents for every bag? Is that true?
And if you're Jewish, you're not walking out with a shopping bag in English. No one's doing it.
Listen, it's very frustrating. You know, the council passed a law a few weeks ago that I voted against, and we fought the fight. We had 20 members who voted against it, but they had 28 in favor. Another function of democracy, you don't always win. And this is a law, in fact, that does put a 5-cent bag tax on plastic bags in New York City. And the reason I was so opposed to it, and this is what was so frustrating, is one council member gets up and says, look, I have a bag in my pocket. If I can do this, you can do this. And I said, listen, with all due respect, council member, you're single, you have no kids, you live in a studio apartment in Manhattan, you eat takeout every night. Once a week, you buy half a dozen eggs and a half a bottle of milk and some cereal. That's not shopping. You know, Kenai Nahar in our community, you go to the store, and we have so many wonderful stores, you walk out with literally 100 bags. I mean, that's like normal. And if you go to those stores with those cheap bags, you can have 200 bags because you got to double them. So it's very frustrating. You know, we're working with my very dear friend, Senator Simcha Felder, to see if there's some opportunity to overturn it in the state.
We're behind you on this one.
And that's something that really, it's just frustrating because it's a quality of life issue. And it's just, people don't like getting nickel and dime. And that's why I spend a lot of time on quality of life issues. For example, I actually passed 2 laws that I'm famous for. One law that I passed in my first year of office is, you remember those old alternate side parking stickers? They would put a sticker on your car and they would deface your car. I actually got rid of those because I think that you're innocent until proven guilty. So why should they put a sticker on the car? And then recently we actually did on the muni meters, you have a 5-minute grace period. You know, when you're walking to the muni meters. Can you explain that? Because sometimes on the avenue, you know, it expired and they're scanning you right away. Happened to me a few weeks ago on 16th Avenue. My office is on 16th and 45th. I parked my car. I'm walking to the meter to get the receipt. While I'm walking, this traffic enforcement agent comes over and writes me up a ticket. By the way, they don't care. They know I'm a council member, so what? And so they write me up a ticket. So what happens is I get the receipt. So now it's approximately 3:30 in the afternoon. The receipt says 3:31. That's good because you have that 5-minute grace period. Beforehand also. That's right.
So what happens is stamp.
What's that?
You got to pay for that stamp.
No, you can actually. That's an excellent question, DJ Yehuda. They have a newfangled invention. It's called the internet now.
Oh, really?
And what you can do is you can just take a picture of the receipt, and with your mink coat, you're going to check this out. You take a picture of the receipt. You can upload it, nyc.gov, and you can fight the ticket online.
And when you do that, hashtag ATIME auction.
Hashtag ATIME auction and give 10% of your savings to ATIME because it's a wonderful, wonderful organization.
So, Councilman Greenfield, why, as you know, I know you touched on it before, but we want people to call, buy the auction tickets.
Yeah.
And why should somebody support ATIME?
718-WIN-1234. 718-WIN-1234 is the number. Because, listen, every dollar that you give to ATIME is a dollar that you're giving for the growth of Klal Yisrael, right? Think about it. You know, obviously there's the famous Chazal, if you save a life, you're saving a world. Creating a life, you're literally creating worlds. And these are the most dedicated families, people who genuinely want to have kids and care for kids and be part of Klal Yisrael. I don't know what could be a more important cause than that. And also just to give chizuk to the wonderful volunteers and staff of ATIME to know that we love them and we appreciate what they do and we appreciate their outstanding work, and all the volunteer doctors and professionals and mashgichim and coordinators. They're all great. ATIME is a fabulous organization. 718-WIN-1234. Just please, folks, one more time, just don't bid on that mink coat because I don't want DJ Yehuda to be disappointed.
Please.
Or the
doll.
Please.
Yeah, that's fair. Absolutely.
I want that one.
Anyway, Councilman Greenfield, thank you so much again for everything that you do for ATIME and for the community at large. We really appreciate everything. And if there's some way that you... Oh, I wanted to add about the 5 cents. In
Yes.
Moishe's or in Kyle, the boxes, you also have to pay for? Or that
No, it's a great loophole, actually. You can use boxes.
There you go. There's not going to be boxes.
Yeah, the problem is some people tell me the boxes are too heavy.
I'm
so
going
I don't know
to buy a milk
if
and a
it's-
bread
if
and
it's
take a
perfect.
box.
But listen, Yale, I want to thank you seriously. You know, this is crunch time now. It's budget season. We're trying to get a lot done. There's a lot of programs that we're trying to fund, including healthcare and autism and special ed, and also child care vouchers for yeshivas. And so, really, thanks for getting me out and giving me a break. My wife thanks you because I'm home early. I'm going to be home early before midnight.
Don't
this
worry,
week,
you'll get the bill.
which is great. And
He's gonna call
absolutely,
718
and
112
listen. If honestly, if I win the mink code, it's going to Yehuda. No
Thank
question.
you.
DJ Yehuda.
If you win the
I think
main
we're the
code-
only ones in for it.
If you win the main code, she's not gonna mind you come home late.
No, it's coming to me.